Jesus once said something so dangerous that it still makes religious institutions uncomfortable to this day. He said, "The eye is the lamp of the body. If your eye is single, your whole body will be full of light." Matthew 6:22. That line is quoted constantly, explained almost never, because the moment you understand what Jesus was actually pointing to, the entire religious system collapses. And that's not an exaggeration. What the church tells you. This means most believers are told this verse is about moral focus, about keeping your thoughts pure, about avoiding temptation, safe interpretations, harmless interpretations. But Jesus wasn't giving self-help advice. He was describing a shift in perception. And perception is power, what the eye actually refers to. In ancient mystical language, the eye was never about eyesight. It was about awareness, unity of perception, undivided consciousness, seeing reality without fragmentation. That's why Jesus says, if the eye is single, not good, not righteous, not obedient, single, one, unified. Because when perception is unified, fear dissolves, and fear is the fuel religion runs on. Why this was dangerous. Jesus doesn't say, believe harder, obey more, confess your sins. He says, see differently. That's not salvation through belief. That's liberation through awareness. And awareness cannot be controlled. This is exactly why Jesus follows that statement with a warning. If the light within you is darkness, how great is that darkness? Matthew 6:23. That's not a warning about sin. That's a warning about false light, inherited belief, borrowed faith, authority, pretending to be truth. Gospel of Thomas makes this even clearer. In the Gospel of Thomas, a text the church excluded, Jesus says, "The kingdom of the Father is spread upon the earth, and people do not see it." Thomas 113, not will see it, not earn it, not wait for it, do not see it. Meaning the problem is not morality, it's perception. And once again, perception threatens power. If this already feels uncomfortable, good. That discomfort means something inside you is waking up. If you want content that actually challenges what you were taught, not repeats it, like this video and subscribe now. This channel isn't here to protect beliefs, it's here to expose them. Why religion avoids this teaching? Because if the kingdom is accessed through awareness, then priests aren't gatekeepers, churches aren't required guilt, loses its leverage, and worst of all, you stop outsourcing authority. That's why Jesus never says, follow the church. He says, you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. John 8:32. Truth doesn't forgive you. Truth frees you. Those are not the same thing. Jesus versus religious authority. Jesus constantly attacks religious leaders, not sinners. He tells them, you shut the kingdom of heaven in people's faces. Matthew 23:13. Why? Because they replaced direct seeing with second-hand belief. They taught people about God instead of how to recognize truth within themselves. That's control. The single eye is inner awakening. In mystical traditions, including early Christianity, the single eye refers to non-dual awareness, no separation between sacred and ordinary, no split between human and divine, no need for intermediaries. That's why Jesus says, I am the light of the world, John 8:12. But then turns around and tells his followers, you are the light of the world, Matthew 5:14. That contradiction is intentional. He's not claiming uniqueness. He's pointing to potential. Why this teaching was softened? Because a person who awakens internally does not fear hell, does not beg for forgiveness, does not surrender authority. And a system built on fear cannot survive that. So the I became metaphor. The kingdom became future. Salvation became delayed. Not because Jesus taught that, but because power required it. If this video challenged what you've been told, don't stop here. Like, subscribe. And then go to the next video. Because there, we expose why Jesus spoke in parables, how they bypassed authority, and how this same technique was used to hide truth in plain sight. Once you see that, you won't hear Christianity the same way again. The I was never about morality. It was about awakening. And now that you've seen it, there's no going back.